Okay, let us now talk a little bit more about these other two types of processors. I mean, dead organic matter processors and landfill processors. If you double click on them, you will see something different. Actually, the dead organic matter processors are pretty simple. You just have to specify an average lifetime. So you can have more than one. Actually, if you would like to have, for example, processor like this one to represent the liter, and you would say that in the liter we would have an average lifetime of 10 years, and you could create another processor which would be the deadwood, if we follow the IPCC guidelines, with an average lifetime a little bit longer, maybe 25 years, something like that. Okay, and then we could say that the coarse woody debris would go 100% to the dead wood in the forest. Okay, so those coarse woody debris include stumps and big roots, whereas fine woody debris are those small branches that are not included in the commercial volume. Now, if we check a little bit more this landfill processor, you have some additional specific features here. An average lifetime, which stands for the part of the carbon that actually degraded at that is degraded at the landfill site. Okay, so you can set this proportion here using the toggle bar. According to the IPCC guidelines, that should be 50%, but normally, well, this has been an open debate since the publication of the guidelines, and some people have found values that were a little bit smaller than 50%. So by default here, we adopt this 40% value. So 40% of the carbon at the landfill site is subject to degradation, whereas 50% will remain in the landfill site and will be included in the long cycle, in the slow carbon cycle. It will eventually turn into gas or oil eventually after thousand of years. You can also choose the type of landfill site you are dealing with, and those are exactly those are the exact types reported in the IPCC guidelines. So I strongly suggest that you refer to those guidelines if you want to know more about these different types. But basically, there is a methane correction factor depending on how your landfill site is managed.